Okay, let's use some critical thinking here for a minute. So, anybody that goes around saying that Noah Posner was murdered by the families in a ritual, this Lenny Posner puts a strike against their page, right? But their position is that their kids were murdered by some fucking pencil neck geek named Adam Lanza, which incidentally, you can never find two pictures of that kid that look exactly the same. In other words, that kid never looks the same in any different pictures. He's always his pencil neck, or he's fucking got some freaking weird hairdo or whatever. But the Lenny Posner dude, who claims that his son was gunned down in this terrible mass murder, never ever says anything about this, to the best of my knowledge, about this Sandy Hook thing, this hoax thing. Instead of, going around to all the videos that say it was a hoax and flagging those, he only goes after the ones that said that children were murdered in a ritualistic thing. He doesn't go after the people that say, oh, you're full of shit, you're collecting money, you started up a fake fund for money. He's only going after the people that say that it was a ritualistic thing. Now, does that make any sense to you? I mean, as a person, as a parent, does that make any sense? Well, of course it doesn't. It's because that's what happened. They don't care, because common sense would tell you if anybody perpetrated something so crazy as that would be the equivalent of the Brinks robbery. In case you people don't know what the Brinks robbery was, you can go look it up. It had to do with stealing of a bunch of gold and money and stuff, and an armored car heist, and then you had the Lufthansa heist where they stole all that money at the airport from the jets and stuff. Nobody called that a hoax. So if somebody blasted my kid and somebody was telling me, oh, you're fucking lying, I'd be pretty pissed. Because the fact of the matter is, it did happen. And this fucking Christmas tree bulb that is taken from pictures of that fucking kid. Okay, I can't show you the picture with his face on it. It's on the other side of the bulb. Because we wouldn't want to be accused of spreading bad rumors. They did. Now, what's the deal? Why would the Jews have a Christmas tree bulb? See, Jewish people don't believe in Jesus, and seems that the way the Christians understand it, Jesus is associated with the birth of the Messiah, and for the non-believer, Christmas is, even though it's the birth of Christ, it's just a time of gift giving. But the Jews don't believe in Jesus, so they wouldn't celebrate something that has to do with the birth of Christ. And my point being, Jews don't have Christmas tree bulbs or Christmas trees. They do have Kabbalistic trees. And the black bulb on the Kabbalistic tree is Saturn. Saturn, by all the old writers going back in the 1700s, has always been associated with Noah, because Noah represents what? He represents the beginning of it, the end of an age and the beginning of a new age. Okay, 9/11 was the wake-up call, or a bell, and the Sandy Hook thing was another one. Noah Posner was a kid that got murdered in a ritualistic fashion. His name is Noah because his name is what represents. See, the reason that there's 5 lights here, that's what this is, to the best that I can understand it. This, let's see if I can get in there. Noah is number 3 because he's Saturn, and the lights are 5 for Venus. So you got 3 and 5. That's a male and a female. So it's the beginning of one. It's the end of one era and the beginning of another, or a cycle. This little symbol right here on the corner, and I showed this to you guys a bunch of freaking times, represents energy and time and all of that crap right here. And they made sure to paint it in. Right there. They made sure to paint it in. See? So you got all of these fucking web pages and all of these accounts saying, oh, it was a hoax, and then you got Professor Doomcough. These page after page after page saying it was a hoax. So let's take it to the next level of critical thought. Let's say that these secret societies were really looking out for the best of mankind, and they couldn't trust mankind with the secret, because if they let mankind know it, that they would fuck it all up. Mankind was screwed up, so they had to keep it secret. Well, I fail to see how telling somebody the truth about something that was going to become good has any merit. I do see where lying to somebody about something and keeping the real truth for yourself and giving them a bullshit story could benefit you, meaning them. See, because this is why God loses people for their lack of knowledge, because they don't tell you the truth. They keep it for them. So no matter what the end result is, they never told you the truth, so whatever happens, you will never be prepared for it. If you come to find out that Satan is the God that's been written about in the Bible, and people will faint and panic and freak out, the reason that you don't know that is because you were taught that he's not the guy. Now, I'm not putting that forth as an equation. I'm telling you that Saturn is the God of the Bible. So you make the jump if you want to. I'm just telling you that you don't hide good. If you're building a ship, you want everybody to join in and paint it and make it all nice and clean. Yeah? You don't hide it from people because you want it to work. But if you have an evil agenda, then you don't tell people the true story, and then you give them something else to be involved with while you're doing all this stuff. And that way, when it comes crunch time, only you know the fucking correct answers or codes or whatever it is, and you profit in the end. I'll give you a perfect example. 9/11. The people that were involved, that were involved with the airlines, that knew that was going to happen, whether it was real jets or not, it doesn't make any difference. They got into the stock market and they bought put options. And when they bought put options, basically what they did is they cashed in on the travesty. So they knew ahead of time that there was going to be something really bad happen. And so they went in and cashed in on a bad situation. That's what they're doing with us. They're telling you everything is fine, don't worry, keep going to church. But in reality, they know that there's a whole other story going on, and only they know what the other story is. Except now that we've got a glimpse that all of this is pretty much bullshit. They don't have so much of a stretch on you, but we know that there's some inner workings going on that the average person has no idea of. And so they're not sharing that with you. What they are sharing with you is their favorite word, chaos. They're sharing disinformation. They're sharing all kinds of bullshit channels to keep you running around in their favorite geometrical pattern, a circle, so that you never get out of it. Common sense would tell you Jews don't worship Jesus. They don't like Christmas. They don't have anything to do with it. They wouldn't have a Christmas tree bulb, but they do have a black Kabbalah ball, which is the number 3 on the Kabbalistic tree, which is Saturn. And Noah represents the end of one era and the beginning of another. Oh no, they whacked them kids. I'm just saying that's why this kid's name is the only one that you see painted on a Christmas tree bulb. It's also a very large Nazistic thing called the last bulb on the tree. Very hard to find out information about it, but it's a ritual of killing kids. The Nazis basically go back all the way into the Phoenicians and all the way into Carthage and burning up kids. And as Philo the Phoenician said, sacrificing children or burning them up was the best loved. So maybe me and a couple other people on YouTube are actually trying to convince people that this thing really happened, but on a level that they can't even imagine. The rest of fucking YouTube is running around going, oh, it was just a hoax. But there's no congressional or Senate investigation or hearings stating, show us your evidence so we can fucking throw somebody's ass in jail for making the world think that a bunch of innocent kids got slaughtered that didn't. So whatever they're doing behind the scenes is for the betterment of them as mankind, not for us. So you better fucking wake up and get that fucking through your fucking thick ass head. The Jews don't celebrate Christmas. They wouldn't have a fucking Christmas tree bulb with a kid's face painted on it. They would if it represented Saturn, and Saturn is Noah. It represents the cycle. They're Alpha and Omega. Their beginning and end. Fucking grow up.